moatubang ana nga economic environment. Ano kaya? Nga na jud na daghan kag ma-experience kung ikaw magnegosyo ka. Because ako naga sideline ko, but sideline ko sa pag-eskwela og mga negosyo-negosyo. So na mahilan jud nimo nga mga laylahing batasan sa mga at mupali mo service, magpa-service sa imuha or magpalit sa imuhang product. So mailhan jud nimo. So ikaw mo adjust jud ka kung ikaw ay isa ka entrepreneur, no, na nagabaligya. So kanina pod is a frequency of purchase. So frequency of purchase refers to the number of times that the buyers make purchase from the supplier. So kana nagbase siya sa paano buyers, no, kung kapila siya nagpalit, and a part of the nature of quality of product. Frequency purchase is influenced by the factors such as consumer needs and requirements. So kana mga nagbase pud siya sa influence sa factors nga ang customer na need sa mga requirements niya, no, na siya gustong paliton tungod na siya mga kinahanglanon, and market supply and demand, tungod pud sa market supply ug sa pagka-demand pod nya kinahanglanon na ng mga butang, tungod kay demand siya kay wais anang kinahanglanon sa daghang tawo kay kana nakoy kuno na tungod ana man wais anang mga project man, sim project para sa eskwelahan. So example lang, no, sa eskwelahan ay project, so may demand nagkalit ng mga bond paper, mga color paper, tungod kay kinahanglanon man sa usa ka tawo, no, na mga ink, no, kasi katong during pandemic, so daghang eskwelahan nga nag-print og mga module. So especially in elementary o sa high school, no, so ang kuan jud ato, ang mga papers jud ato og mga ink sa printers, no, dako jud kay to, demand jud kay to sila, mo na nagkaubusan to ang mga ink jud atong panahon na bisan karon gani nagaubusan jud ang ink pod, pahirapan ang ink. So interviewing buyers, so di na siya. So once the interviewer has spotted the gaps in the market, conducted a market-based assessment, seasonal supply and demand, and identify the buying condition, they have to approach potential buyer for their product. So once nga entrepreneur na spotted niya ang gaps, no, nakita niya ang gaps, no, na conducting visit assistant seasonal supply, no, kung may problema ana, so naga-conducted na sila og market visit, no, ginaadto nya gina-assess ang seasonal supply and demand to identify buying conditions, so aron mahibal-an o masolusyonan ang mga buying conditions, and they have approached potential buyers for their products. So aron na po approach na potential ng mga buyers products ana. Interview buyers yapon, one of the buyers is conducting interviews, and interviews involve interaction between the entrepreneur, the interviewer, no, kanang entrepreneur mo na si mga interviewer, and the buyer is the interviewee. So katong mga negosyante nga mga mag-uuma mo na siya ginatawag nga interviewer, no, na nag-interview na sila sa mga buyer nga ginatawag pod og interviewee. The entrepreneur asks question about the market, product, and customers' needs, no, nagkapangutana sila og unsa ang mga products na sikat diri og unsa inyong gusto nga mga needs diri nga sa inyong lugar, and preference, and the buyer replies, no, ginapakita pa sa mga buyers, no, nga kani mo na mo ang ginapalit kay kinahanglanon kay na namo. So yan na siya. So interviewing buyers, so based on the type of question that as interviews may be conducted the following 3 ways. So ngani daw ang mga pamaagi, daw na siya hatag din na pamaagi, no, structured interview with its questions, casual and offer interview, no, with instructional questions as the informal set up, and mo siya na casual, circulated interview set a question. So kanang mga interview nga unsa lagi kanang unsa inyong kuan diri ma'am, kanang unsa inyong mayong usay kusog jud diri ma'am ana ka. So una na mga interview, no, so casual open interview with a concentrated question as in a formal setup. So dapat formal pod imong pagsulti pod sa mga kliyente pod lain pug suko kadto. So dili pud kayo. No, dili jud masuko kay ikaw pay nangitag question na aron sa inyong kumpanya makuan jud no, ma-improve jud. So semi-conducted interview, which is a combination of saturated and unsaturated questions. So semi-conducted interview jud, which is combination of saturated and unsaturated question din na siya. Ano siya? The following are the steps of usually followed by when conducting ang interview. So mo ni siya mga step no kung saon nga pag-conduct og interview. Always start with a greeting. So kinahanglan mo greet pa pug ka sa isa ka buyer. So lain pug wa kay batasan ning kalit pug si ma'am mag-interview ta. So wala kay nay good morning ma'am, pwede mag-interview mangyana ka. So pwede pwede na no, imuha jud siyang i-comfort ang mga buyer kay ikaw pamanjoy nang ita hinanglan ana. So explain to the respondent with the information will be used and point of the value of the interview. So explain mo na ingani among tuyo unsa na i-explain mo kung sa yung tuyo about ana makasabot man na sila mo accept na sila nimo. So keep the atmosphere relaxed, no? But relax ka even you are conducting a saturated interview. So i-relax bisan mag-inaon sa relax ang gihapon ka. So try to adapt language of the interviews. So kinahanglan imong gamiton katong iyang ginagsulti. Kay basin mag-English na permanente dra mag-English nya katong kuan dili kay to siya kabalo sa English. So di mo magsinabtanay so dili siya kasabot pod, no? Kung samot tag mga high kuan na jud na mga English mga master na jud kay kag English man English kag pinakuan drag meaning pina scientific name. So uy kayo, no? Dili magsinabtanay. So pwede mag-English pero katong mga sayo na English sa meaning. Katong mga simple lang pwede po niya na. Pero mas maayo lagi daw no nga language of interviewers imong gamiton. Make your question clear, no? Kinahanglan limpyo og dali ra masabtan ang imong question so that their respondent understand exactly what is they being asked. So makasabot sila dayon sa imong. It is important to keep the interview short. So mas maayo daw nga ang imong interview short siya. Creating sales agreement, no? Dili na ta sa creating sales agreement. The sales agreement will be a farmer or agripreneur and the buyer, which can be formal contract, a simple handshake serves and basis of the transaction. So kinahanglan formal to imong pag-approach sa mga farmers o agripreneur, and the buyers can be formal contact as simple handshake. So ana ka lamano lang ka sa serve as basis of transaction between the sellers and the buyers. So magnaman mo it provides framework for the way of which transaction is proceed and be included in and or excluded from the sale. So maayo inyong tungod ni ana maayo ang inyong relasyon sa farmers o sa entrepreneur ka sa pagkadiha. So maayo ang imong relasyon. So basabot ana. So nindot ang inyong transaction o nagsinabtanay mo. Kailain po laman nuhay po nasukay ang help pa kay lang sinumbagay bitaw ana na meaning ana. Waiting sales agreement. The sales agreement has to include terms of the following elements: scope and duration the agreements of the agreements, no? Scope, duration, kasi kadugayon no sa agreement, no? The obligation of each party to the agreement, consequence failing to fill up obligation, quality and grading of the product, price and taxes, no? Quality niya, yung mga kapasidad sa kuan o grading product, consequence of filling form obligation, no? Price and taxes, invoicing the terms of payment, so ganun mga pamagi sa pagbayad. So delivery risk of loss, no? Na delivery na po risk of mga mawala, handling packaging time. So na siya meeting na ninyo sa agreement na. So terms of product returns if necessary, kung pwede daw, no? Na iba terms of product na mabalik. So naman din mga sitwasyon. Sample of sales agreement between a simple farmer and enterprise for cultivation of green beds. General, no? Kung general siya. So, farmers of village, the farmers which to grow green beans, and enterprise wishes to promote and buy their production and market and overseas. The contact species the terms of condition under the which of the farmers will grow green and beans and enterprise will promote such as process of market the product. The enterprise agree to measure the accessibility of the plot pursued. Also, number two, exercise agrees to measure and assist the stability the plot process by the farmer. For planting green beans, provide a high quality seed farmer in the good time for planting and the quality required for planting except the area of land. So, yung na siya, no? Farmer village, no? Low page production, ano. So, wala pa, no? So, example of this agreement between a simple farmer and enterprise for cultivation of beans. So, supply of cash, o kanang sa mga bayad runon law, sa mga utang, anak farmers qualified to establish then reliable contact or where mga utang supply on the cash payment. So, or on the credit ones, the farmers was qualify and establish reliable contact grower. So kinahanglan po i-sure jud na nimo nga kanang farmer na maayo na siya nga grower pod magpautang ka. The types of quantity of fertilizer chemicals required to the area green beans planted by the farmer. Advise the farmer on the all technical aspect of growing beans. Buy a growing beans available growing of the farmer for the price announced at the start each growing season. Pay the farmer her dues. The farmers agree to muna po mubayad ba jud ang farmer sa ilahang mga judits. Advise sa farmers technical aspect growing beans. So i-advise ni mga farmers kung unsay pamaagi sa pagpatubo sa green beans. Yan na. Sa farmer agrees to use a part of her farm has been surveyed and approved by the enterprise by purpose of growing beans and irrigation. So kinahanglan po ang farmers mutsugot po siya sa inyong kasabutan nga mo survey o mo approve ang enterprise sa growing beans for duration of these agreements, no? So mo approve na siya na tungod ana. So plant beans supplied by enterprise on his land on the dates of the following producers advised by the enterprise. So plant beans supplied enterprise and land for dates and following procedures advised by enterprise. No? Nahala na. Yan na, Jud. Hindi naman mo next. Okay. Napa Jud ay. Example of sales agreement between the small farmers and enterprise contribution of green beans. So, follow the technical recommendation made of enterprise with regard to planning and managing, weeding, fertilizing, culturing, pests, or disease picking, sorting, and packaging beans. So, kinahanglan mo-approach siya na follow ang technical ng farmer. So, sell the green beans at sufficient quality grown on the farm, the enterprise for price and following producer outlined in the graph 4 below. So, muna siya no, na ma-accept siya sa quality sa growth of farm, simple of farm, following produce outline in the graph 4 below. So, dara na diri nagbisa diri sa upat isa ika number 4. So, become a member farmers group and contribute the maintenance of common facilities or for irrigation and potted distribution of sorting, parking, etc. and irrigating group. So, payment for green beans production input shall be determined as follow. So, kani mo daw ni follow daw no ng mga kwan sa mga farmers. So, the base price of which each grade has of green beans will be brought with the announce of enterprise in the list of 1 month before the start of its planting season. The price at which fertilizer of agrochemicals will be sold will be announced in the same time. So will be announced at the same time, but by fluctuating during the year in the exchange fluctuations. Payments for green beans delivered each much less than cost of fertilizer agrochemicals taken on credit will be made before the 50th of the following month. So, okay kayo. No? Fertilizer and bonus. So, penalties penalties and bonus if the farmers deliver green beans which do not meet agree quality standard and enterprise will reject them. Kanang litan ang farmers no maka-penalty jud siya no kung wala siya ning tuman sa inyong kasabutan sa agreement ninyo no nga ah, na failed niya ang mga green beans. So submit short. The farmer may resubmit a short enterprise under obligation to accept the beans which not met the agreed quality standard. So mag-submit siya og resubmit siya og after sorting kasi under the no obligation. No. Aron safety no, aron dili siya ma-kwan siya ma-accept siya no. If the agreement fail to follow procedure detailed in this agreement, she will be warned. No, bantaan siya no. Verbally and writing after 3 written wirings interference or right to terminate the agreement. So, inyo putlon yung agreement kung katulo na wag gihapon siya nagtuman. If the intervenant failed to commitment details in the graph 2 above, the farmer has the right to claim consideration to the value of service for on value of crop. So kung ang enterprise pod na failed po siya, mo adto po siya sa constitution value of service, therefore the value crops lost. Which agree between the enterprise and farmers group. So sa grupo sa mga farmers mo to siya. If the farmers delivered green beans with exceeded required quality standard or expected level of production, she will be eligible for bonus payment. So kung ang farmer po makalapas po siya sa quality no nagihatag na standard, hatagan siya og bonus. An eligible payment divided between the enterprise and the farmers group. Hatagan siya na dito. 6. Duration of agreement. This agreement shall be last one growing season from the date of signing to the end of the economic harvest of green beans crop. If both parties are satisfied with the outcome of the agreement, it may be renewed for the further season, but there is no obligation on either party to review the agreement. Okay, so both parties satisfied the outcome of the agreement. No, pwede sila muhawa. May review for further season. So, i-renew po siya sa further season but no obligation. Wala na obligasyon niya pero wala na daw obligasyon na mukha na party renew the agreement. Wala na dili na ma-renew. So, this dispute settlement. Any dispute arising as result of the agreement will be stated wherever possible by discussion between the enterprise, the farmer group, and the farmer. So, no ganan arise of settled with possible discussion between the enterprise and the farmer group. So, kinahanglan no any arising result no na agreement and it settled possible discussion between the agreement farmer group. So, whatever possible discussion between enterprise. No, kung pananglitan daw, kung bisan sa mga resulta silang pag-agree, whatever, unsa pa na possible na discussion pa na diha between the enterprise, the farmer group, and the farmer. Dispute yun na siya. Kung unsa pa na ilang rason, no? Kailangan dispute yun. Any dispute cannot be settled by the process will be referred to the independent arbiter acceptable parties involved. So, kailangan ihusay sila. Husay yun. So, signature. Una, nata sa signature, I have read and understood the content of agreement and I have signed my own free will. So, farmer, enterprise, witness, o date. Muna siya format sa pag-fill up aron na mo yung agreement, no? Okay. Hindi na siya thanks na daw lagi. So, thank you. So, moto siya sa lesson 1. So, nako'y part diri sa lesson 2 because nako'y some of my group mates ma'am na wala siya ning dayon, so ako na lang yung mag-report. Mo ni siya ginatawag diri sa lesson module 3 lesson 2 managing key activities and partners in a business. So number paano naman po na slide diri gamay ra. So A, mapping key activities in production cycles, no? Mapping key ni siya activities ni siya sa product sa paghimo sa production no, sa cycles. The key activities involved the production will develop includes all activity tasks. They are performed by the point of selecting product and the point of selecting into the suitable buyer. So, sa maayong buyers. So, sa mga production development, sa pag-include activity. So, mga trabahoon para sa pag-select sa product. So, kinahanglan din na siya, no? Nga, nga mo na anak. Nga pagpangandam no para ma-develop ang includes ang include na sa pag-develop ana sa production ang kanang mga bulahaton o mga pag-select sa product for point of selling no, sa pagsikla para sa pagbaligya para dito sa mga karapat dapat nga mga buyers. Mapping key activities production cycles. This activity may include land preparation, no? So, kinahanglan na prepare og mga land, planting, crop production and management, no? Pag-manage sa mga tanom, o sa pag kuan ana, pagmugna ana or pag-production ana, sa pest and disease management, soil and water management, no? Sa mga peste o sa mga sakit na mag-manage, soil and water management, harvesting and drying, and sales management. So, ano siya, identifying partners. So, dahil ano. So, kani, si ako nang sunod na kauban ang mo report. So, dili lang ko, taman, and goodbye po. Salamat kayo ma'am sa pagpaminaw. And God bless po. Thank you.
Mumbas from Batuan B, and this is my part of our report. Identifying key partners. Key partners in agripreneur include: first is local agriculture research station, which can give ideas and help with new technologies. Next, farmers, lead farmers or farmer groups and cooperatives. Next is input suppliers who provide the product necessary for agriculture input such as seeds, fertilizer, pesticides, and etc. Next is collectors, who are small local traders who buy directly from individual farmers. Next is processor, who transfer the product, feed manufacturer, and companies that package frozen food, and etc. Next is companies and retailers that buy the product, wholesalers such as supermarket chains which sell product to consumers. Next is financial institutions, commercial banks, microfinance institutions, agriculture banks, and saving and credit cooperatives. Next is in identifying key partners, extension and business development service. Next is regulatory agencies who are responsible for the application of policies, regulations, and standards in the market, and customers who buy financial products. So, kung mag-identify tag partner, dapat ka na kabaluta nga makatabang siya sa pag-improve sa ato ang negosyo. Next is designing an implementation plan. The implementation plan can be designed according to the template in the next side. So, designing an implementation plan is important to measure the progress of an agripreneur, establish within production, financial, sales objectives and target have been met, and to plan by the next session. Monitoring and recording progress provide the following information. First is whether production target were met, if cost and price target were met. Next is whether the enterprise made an unexpected income and profit. And next is if anything should be done differently. Progress monitoring template, so ingon ani siya. Business plan, pre-production, production, post-harvest marketing profit, o sa iyang mga kinahanglanon dapat and mga kinahanglanon improve. And that's all. Thank you, ma'am.
Morning po ma'am, I'm Ikaw Jarada Makapas, Bat 1B po. Module 3, Identifying Markets, Mapping Resources, and Conducting Business Planning. Module number 3, Business Planning from Canvas to Business Plan. So, visualizing a business plan. Visualizing business plan help them to understand how a business plan is built from basic part and to understand how the components part of the business plan fit together. This visual method to help design a business plan is the model. So, figure number 8, the business canvas. So, number 1 is customers. These are the buyer of the product, such as trader or customers. For most products, there is more than one type of the customer. For example, a supermarket may buy the highest grade output, but the lower grades will have to be sold in a local wholesale market and lowest quality used to feed animals. So, customer. So, ang customer, mao ni sila nagapalit sa imong product. So, next is value proposition product. This is a statement that clearly and concisely describes the unique value of a firm of group's products. It states the firm group core objectives which set it apart from the competition. In most cases, the value proposition focuses on a specific product that the farmers plan to produce. Products may include things like maize or milk. So, ang value proposition product, a product value proposition is a statement that products, features, use in different theaters while considering the challenges, wants, and needs of the customers. So, next is number 3, channels. These are the indications of the way in which the group plans to deliver the product to the buyer by having members deliver to the village collection center ready for the pickup. So channels is mauni mo deliver sa product to the customer. Number 4, customer relationship. So this indicate how the group plans to identify buyers and create and maintain relationship with them through basic agreements, alliance, and or contracts. So kaning customer relationship is diri nimo ma-identify kung unsa ilang mga wants and need. So kung imuhang na ma-identify ang ilahang wants and needs, so kaya nimo mahatag ang ilang service na gusto nila ma-meet sa imuhang business. So number 5 is income. So this is the money the group earn from selling the product. So mao na inyohang na kwarta pa gikan sa inyong mga produkto. Next is number 6. Key resources. These are the inputs and resources that the group used to produce the product, and they include land, equipment, seed, fertilizer, and labor, as well as the group internal organization. So, key resources, mao ni sila ang mag-produce sa imong product, and then include land, equipment, seed, fertilizer, and labor. Number 6 is 7 key activities. These are the activities that the group plans to do to produce the product: planting, crop management, harvesting, and drying. So, kini ang key activities. These are the group plans to do to produce the product. Key. Bali ilang ginaplano unsaon nila pag-produce sa product by planting, crop management, harvesting, and drying. So, number 8 is business services and partners. These are the services and partners that the group use to produce and market its product, such as input supplier, the agriculture extension service, and a microfinance. So, mauna ni sila ang way or uses to produce and market its products, such as input suppliers, services, and microfinance institution. So, last is costs. These are the costs that the group incurs in order to produce and market the product. So, mauna inyong mga gasto sa inyong mga grupo, sa inyong sa market product. That's all po, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Richelyn Molinar and I will discuss the lesson 3, which is all about business planning from canvas to business plan. Purpose of business plan. The main purpose of a business plan is to guide the enterprise over the long term, facilitate understanding and agreement, improve organization and decision making, test and strengthen financial feasibility, measure performance, ensure continuity, sell the enterprise, convenience lenders and donors, guide implementation. First, the guide the enterprise over the long term. A business plan brings ideas and decisions together and put them in concrete form in one document to guide the direction of the agripreneur or farmer group. Ang kini nga business plan can brings ideas and decision together ug ibutang kini sa konkretong pamaraan sa isa ka document para guide sa agripreneur or farmer group. For example, a long-term goal might be to increase revenue for a particular product by 20% over a 5-year period. And the second one is facilitate understanding and agreement. A business model canvas session help farmers to identify how their ideas fit together. And this first organization of information helps them to prepare a business plan which will clarify the strategy and remove any misunderstandings. Ang business model canvas session is makatabang sa mga farmers para ilailahon og unsaon nila nga ang ilang mga idea ay makatugma og kining unang organisasyon of information is makatabang pud kini para makaandam og business plan which is will clarify the strategy and remove any misunderstanding. And the next is improve organization and decision making. Because a business plan follows a certain structure, it helps the group to make sure it has collected and organized all the information that it needs in a suitable way, which makes decision making easier. Ang improved organization and decision making is tungod ani nga business plan na sumusunod ay tiyak na kaayusan para makatabang kini sa matag grupo upang matiyak na makolekta og maayo ani ang tanang impormasyon nga gikinahanglan ani sa angkop nga pamaraan og para makahimo og desisyon nga mapadali. Next is test the strengthened financial feasibility. The business plan requires the farmers group to compare its resources and income to its cost and expenditures, and it shows whether the enterprise can make a profit. Ang test and strengthened financial feasibility is sa kini nga business plan ay nangangailangan og grupo sa mga magsasaka na ihambing ang mga makuhaan og kita ani sa mga gastos at paggasta ani ug ipakita ani kung ang negosyo ay maaring kumita. For example, sa LYR or MCOR is dili jud ka pautangan og wala sila makita nga negosyo nimo or kanang di sila makasure nga makabayad jud ka. Next is measures performance. A business plan gives the group clear targets, and group members can use these targets to monitor their performance and make changes in the production season if the original plan needs to be amended. Ang kinipod nga business plan ay naghatag sa grupo og tin-aw nga mga target ug pwedeng gamiton sa mga miyembro. Ang grupo ang mga target ani para masubaybayan ang ilang pagganap o paghimo sa mga pag-usab-usab na panahon ng produksyon. Kung ang original plan ay kailangang amyendahan. Next is ensure. Hi everyone, my name is Next is ensure continuity. Farmer groups elect their officials every year or two. A business plan ensures that a new group of manager can take over operations smoothly, reducing the risk of disruptions and abrupt changes in direction. Ang ensure continuity kini siya is ang mga grupo sa magsasaka kay mag-elect sad nis ilang mga opisyal kada tuig o duha ka tuig. Ang business plan ensures ang isang bag-ong negosyo sa isa ka bag-ong pangkat ng mga manager is pwedeng muilis sa mga operasyon nga maayo nga ginabawasan ang delikadong mga disruption and abrupt nga mukalit sa pagdireksyon. Next is sell the enterprise. Business partner such as major suppliers, contract partners, big customers, and business services may want evidence that the group has thought its business plan through and that the business will be a viable concern. A business plan gives them the information and assurance they need. The business plan partners or ang mga kasosyo parehas sa major supplier, contract partners, big customers, and business services ay pwedeng gusto ng katibayan sa nahunaan sa grupo is mahimong usa ka practical na concern. Ang business plan ay naghatag sa ilang impormasyon sa katiyakang kailangan nila. Convince lenders and donors. Banks and microfinance institutions want evidence that the group's enterprise will be profitable before they will agree to lend it money. They usually require a business plan as a condition for a loan. Donors also want to be confident that the group is viable, and a business plan can be evidence of this. Ang mga bangko sa mga institution microfinance ay gusto og katibayan nga ang negosyo nga grupo is kumikita bago sila musugot nga pahulmon og kwarta kasagaran silag nanginahanglan og isa ka business plan mao na ilang i-kondisyon para sa pagpautang og gusto pud ana nila nga og donor na masaligan nga grupo. And the next is guide implementation. The business plan show what the group needs to do to achieve its goals. It makes the members and management focused on what has been agreed upon, and it acts as a framework for the group's implementation plan. Example, the list of tasks and activities the group members have been each year or production cycle. Ang gipakita nga business plan kung unsa ang kailangang buhaton sa grupo para makuha ang mga layunin nito. Pinapanatili nitong nakatuon ang mga miyembro at ang pamamahala sa kung ano ang napagkasunduan. Ito ay nagsilbing balangkas para sa plano ng pagpapatupad ng grupo. Example na is mo na ni the list of members and activities the group members have been to do each other year or production cycle. Or ang listahan sa mga ginabuhat or mga activities na kailangan himuon sa mga membro kada tuig or production cycle. And that would be all po. Thank you.
So good afternoon everyone. My name is Arlene Bimitante. I am the reporter of Group 3, Lesson 3 sa last part na bahin, which is the business plan. So, ang akong i-report is mga parts na siya sa business plan. If if you interested na mag-business, so mao ni ang imuhang ipangbutang sa imuhang business plan. Ang first is the introduction. Then ang nasa introduction mao ni ang project name, address, and phone number. So sa project name kailangan ang imuhang ibutang dira nga details is the name of the enterprise, Agri Enterprise, team, goal of the business. So, ang imuhang ibutang sa project name ay syempre project name. So gitawag siya project name ay imuhang project, tapos ang imuhang business name ay pangalan. So ang ibutang nimo dira is pangalan sa imong business. And then the next is ang ganina gingon is ang team, pangalan sa team. And then ang last ay ang goal sa imong business. So dapat naka-details mo na siya dito para mainganyo nimo ang mga tawag amo palitay or kanang basta kuha na sa imong business. And then the next is ang address. So ibutang mo dira ang address. Importante na address para makabalo sila dito ni gitukod ilang business, dito nabutang ilang business para sa ila para matud-an nila kung asa nimo gitukod ang imong business or kana asa ang location ang imong business. Then para dali ra pud nila maadto dito nana. So dali ra nila ma-locate ang imong address. And then ang next is ang phone number. So ang ibutang mo dira syempre phone number, ang contact nimo or pwede ka matawagan, ma-text or anything else. So pag in case na kanang antahay na ay gusto sa imo cooperate or something sa imong business, so dali ra kanila matawagan. Tapos if naay makipag deal sa imong business, dali ra kanila matawagan kay na naman ang imong phone number naka-details. Next is the business. Vision and sales goals. Describe the business, name of key position, number of members by gender, current bank savings statement. So, sa vision and sales goals, nakabutang dira is meaning unsay goal nimo sa imuhang business or kanang imuhang nganong ni-deal ka ng business, unsay goal nimo or tumong. And the next is describe the business. So pila na ka tuig nag-exist ang imuhang business, so ibutang yun na nimo dira. And then name the A position. So kailangan sa name the A position mag-assign ka kung insa ang mga assign sa chairperson, treasurer, secretary, lead farmer, and the market agent or etc. So kailangan na adyo na sila para mahanay ang imuhang business, madili anang gubot sa tan-awon. Kailangan na i-assign na nimo imong mga tao, kailangan na ay ma-assign diri ma-assign diri kumbaga para ang imong trabaho is dili na hassle. So kailangan jud ka mag-elect para laay magunit sa imong kwarta, maglista sa mga kulang or anything na need sa imong business. And then number of members by gender, so importante po ni siya. O pila ka women o pila ka men ang ibutang nimo sa imong business, kailangan maihap nimo. Current savings statement. So ang importante po sa business is ma-maintain nimo or makabulo ka kung pila to ang latest sa savings account nimo or sa imong company para kanang if ever nga naay kanang kulang, so ma-provide jud. Then tapos kailangan ma-monitor po niya ang imuhang savings account. Importante man ni ang current bank savings statement para kanang ditoan mabutang tanan ang mga unsa tawag ana ay tawag anang income or kaning sa tawag income or profit sa imuhang company or sa imuhang business. Next is value proposition. Product name, existing new benefits to buyer. So, product name, butang yun yung ang pangalan sa imuhang produkto sa imuhang business. Dayon, existing new. Existing new meaning, kung bago ba siya or naga-exist ka ang imong product sa kana nga place. Then, tapos, di ba, pag once sa masulod ka sa isa ka business, dapat ang imong baligya is haom sa kana nga lugar. Okay? Or kanang maniid ganit ka kung unsa ang needs sa tao or kanang mas usog dira ang nga part or nga lugar ang kanang business nimo. Kay lain kuno magbaligya magbaligya ingan ang butang tapos dili halinon sa imuha, di ba? Kanang umbaga kanang sayang ang imuhang kapital kung anang ang imuhang business is walay silbi gani kanang masayang lang imuhang effort tanan jud nimo nga kuan masayang lang kung dili siya halinon dira nga part or nga area. Next is ano pa ni isa? Benefits to buyer. So, ibutang nimo diya sa value proposition kung sa ang benefits sa mga mupalitay or anang say makuha nila sa imuhang product. If ano ba siya, nice ba siya, o quality, affordable ba. Basta state nimo niya ang mga advantage na makuha sa imuhang mga buyers. Ipang datos na nimo dira para kumbaga makuan sila maengganyo sa imuhang business. And next is marketing strategy introduction. Define target market, location, market type, customer. So, define target market. So, andra nga part or ang pasabutan na is insa or asa dapit ang gusto nimo baligyan sa imuhang product, either sa local, national, district, or supermarket. So, insa ang mga target nimo na sa mga kuan ba sa laing lugar, sa laing bansa, or anything kung basta dapit ang imong gina-target sa imuhang business or product. And the next is location. Unsa kalayo ang market nimo nga naga-supply sa imong supplyanan og product. O, importante mo na ang location sa imuhang sa imuhang business para ma-inla nila kung unsa ba jud kalayo or kaduula ang imuhang gigikanan sa imuhang product. Bason piday gikan pa na siya og Manila, gikan pa na siya og province, ingana gani nga mga situation. Market type, just like I've said, just na sa akong gingon ganina, exist ba ang imong product sa marketplace. Ay if ever nga hinay ang production sa imong product, hinay pud ang kwarta or dugay ang pag-rolling sa income. So, kailangan po na siya. And next is customers. Importante ang customers para sa kuha. Isa ko pa customers para sa mga isa pa ka customer. So, need kayo na siya.